Are you looking to source products from Alibaba, but just don't know where to start? With so many options out there, guys, I know it can be pretty damn overwhelming, but fear not, my friend, because I've got you covered. In this video, I'm gonna share the 6 things that you must do before placing your first order on Alibaba. These tips will help ensure that you are working with qualified suppliers and getting the best possible deals. Guys, when it comes to selecting qualified suppliers, it's important to take the time to do your research. Fortunately, Alibaba provides several tools to help you find trustworthy suppliers. One option is to actually look for suppliers that have been verified by Alibaba. What this essentially means is that they have gone through a rigorous verification process to guarantee that they are legitimate and ultimately trustworthy, so it's easier for you to do business with them. You can easily identify these by looking for suppliers with the verified badge on their profile. In addition to looking for verified suppliers, it's also important to check their ratings, their reviews, and ultimately this will give you an idea of how other buyers have found working with that particular supplier. Don't be afraid to reach out to those buyers for recommendations or to ask those suppliers for references as well. Another thing to keep in mind is that the cheapest price may not always be the best option. You should probably, and most likely you would want to prioritize working with suppliers that offer quality products and reliable service, even if it means paying a little bit more. Remember, your reputation as a seller is on the line, so it's worth investing the time into finding those good suppliers. By taking the time to carefully select qualified suppliers, you can actually set yourself up for success in the long run. When it comes to contacting the suppliers on Alibaba, there are a few things that you always want to keep in mind. First and foremost, it's important to be clear and concise in your initial message. Start by introducing yourself and your company, then let your supplier know exactly what you are looking for. Be specific about your product requirements, including any customizations that you might need. Fear on the way of caution there, just because sometimes it can scare people if you're trying to really customize a product. In addition to outlining those needs that you have, it's good to ask any questions that you may have on the very front end so that you're not walking into anything after. Don't be afraid to ask for more information about the supplier's manufacturing process, lead times, or any other details that you feel are important to you. Those would probably be the biggest things that I would recommend. And honestly, the more information you can gather up front, the better equipped that you are going to be in a position to make an informed decision. Now, another crucial step when contacting these suppliers is to actually ask for samples and pricing information, what that process looks like. Samples allow you to evaluate the quality of the product before making a large order, while pricing information will help you compare different suppliers and find the best deal for the best quality. Again, quality is the most important. Now remember, when contacting suppliers, it's important to maintain a professional tone and be respectful of their time. Keep your messages concise, to the point, and be patient with your waiting for a response. One of the biggest things that we qualify suppliers on is actually responsiveness and communication, right? So wait for your response, but also see how fast other people respond as well, because you want somebody who can answer quickly. Now, by taking the time to communicate clearly, effectively with these potential suppliers you want to work with, you can set yourself up for a successful partnership in the future. There are 3 different types of suppliers that you can work with on Alibaba: trading companies, wholesalers, and manufacturers. When it comes to selecting suppliers on Alibaba, it's very, very important that you know the difference. Each type has its own benefits as well as drawbacks, and the one that is best for you will depend on your specific needs. Trading companies are essentially middlemen between you and the actual manufacturer of the product. They are useful if you want to purchase a smaller quantity of a product, as they can really help you meet the minimum order requirements set by the actual manufacturer. In addition to that, a lot of the times these trading companies can actually source and find different products for you, even though it may not be their specialty. However, working with a trading company can also mean higher prices due to the additional markup that they add. Trading companies are rarely ever needed if you are in the beginner space. In addition to that as well, you don't have the ability to talk with that manufacturer right away. So if you're looking to differentiate the product, you may not have the access you need to talk to the right people. Therefore, communication might get lost in translation. Wholesalers, on the other hand, buy products in bulk and then sell them at a markup. This can be a good option if you want to purchase a large quantity of a product, as the price per unit will often be lower. Now, the downside is that you may have limited control over the quality of the product as you are not dealing directly with the manufacturer, similar to a trading company as well. Finally, manufacturers are the companies that produce the products themselves. It can be the best option if you want complete control over the quality of the product and the ability to customize it to your specific needs. However, they often have high minimum order quantities, so this may not be the best option if you only are looking for a small quantity. In instance, you might want to be testing your product, so on and so forth. But if you're looking for a very customized product, it's 100% the best way to do it. If you're selling with Amazon FBA, it makes sense to buy in bulk anyways. And it's exactly what we do in our own business. And this way you can maximize your time, profits, and make sure you bring a quality product to the market. Now, if you want to streamline your supplier search process, using Alibaba's request for quotation, which is an RFQ feature, is definitely a way and option that you can go. Rather than reaching out to individual supplier, this feature lets you submit a request for a product or service and receive quotes from any supplier on the market. It's a great way to save time, compare prices and offerings. When using the RFQ feature, be sure to provide as much detail as possible about your product needs. This will help suppliers provide accurate quotes and ensure that you receive the best possible pricing possible. You should also be clear about your target price range so you don't waste your time by receiving quotes that are outside of your budget. Another benefit of using the RFQ feature is that it helps you identify qualified suppliers. Suppliers that are interested in your project and provide you with accurate quotes are most likely to be reliable as well as trustworthy, which is what we're looking for in a supplier. Keep in mind that while RFQ is a convenient way to find suppliers, it's also still important to do your due diligence and research potential suppliers before placing an order. Be sure to verify qualification, check the reviews and ratings, and request samples before making a final decision. Now, another crucial thing you need to do before placing your first Alibaba order is actually checking the supplier's catalog. This step helps you make sure that the supplier offers the products you need and the products that meet your quality standards. This will also give you a sense of their production capacity and range of offerings, allows you to grow your business within the same particular niche because they're gonna make products that are like to your first one as well. You should also ask if they have any new or upcoming products that may be of interest to you, and a golden nugget for you is actually telling them to tell you when products by Amazon sellers are being purchased a lot of. Now, when working with these suppliers, you should check if the supplier has the necessary certifications and licenses for the products that you're offering. If you're going to something like kids, for instance, you want to make sure that they have those certifications. And if you have any questions or doubts about the products, make sure to contact the supplier and clarify with them before placing an order, otherwise it can burn you. Now, ultimately, this is going to help you avoid any misunderstandings or problems down the line. And again, you're doing your due diligence here. Now, last but not least, you should always order samples before placing your first Alibaba order. Samples help you evaluate the product's quality to meet your standards and give you an idea ultimately of what to expect when placing a large order, as well as the ability to benchmark your final production with your samples. Now, when ordering these samples, make sure to request a few samples from different suppliers with the intention that you want to compare the quality amongst the few. Pay close attention to the quality, the packaging, the shipping times of the different samples, and ultimately, this is what's going to lead you to making the right decision. This can help you avoid making costly mistakes and ensure that you're getting exactly what you are looking for. Now, placing your first Alibaba order can seem a little scary at first, but it doesn't have to be. By following these 6 steps, you can make the process much smoother and increase your chances of finding a reliable supplier. Remember, take your time to do your research and never rush into a deal. By selecting qualified suppliers, another tip I'll give you is find people with trade assurance as well, contacting them effectively, choosing the right supplier, the type of supplier, using the RFQ, and making sure that you actually order samples. You can be well on your way on building a successful Amazon business right off the bat. Now, with Alibaba's vast network of suppliers, the possibilities are literally endless. If you'd like a more in-depth walkthrough of buying on Alibaba safely and protecting yourself, I'll leave a link on the video or in the description here, just down below, where I give you a step-by-step beginner's guide to being able to actually do this. So take the plunge, stay informed, and start sourcing your product on Alibaba as soon as you can. I'll see you in the next video.